When you're craving real Jewish deli food, there's nothing like Nana's Deli, a New Jersey legend since 1981. For over 40 years, Nana's has been serving up the classics, their famous tuna, sloppy joes, piled high pastrami, homemade soups, and fresh salads. You can grab your favorites to go from either Livingston or Jersey City, but here's something special. The Livingston location now features a full wait service in the bistro where you can sit down, relax, and enjoy your meal hot and fresh. Every bistro order even comes with Food Czar flats. And here's the insider deal. If you dine in and mention Food Czar, you'll get 20% off your entire check. So whether you're in Livingston or Jersey City, stop by Nana's Deli and taste why they've been a Garden State favorite for more than 4 decades. Visit nanasdeli.com for menus, hours, and locations. This episode is brought to you by Livingston Car Wash. Since 1966, Livingston Car Wash has been a trusted name for quality car care in our community. Family owned and operated, it's now led by Paul Ritter, a proud Livingston resident dedicated to delivering exceptional service. From exterior washes and full service detailing to windshield chip repair and paintless dent removal, their team handles it all with precision and care. Conveniently located at the Route 10 Circle in Livingston and open 7 days a week, Livingston Car Wash combines decades of expertise with a genuine commitment to the community. Drive clean, drive local, drive with confidence. Livingston Car Wash.
This is Behind the Counter. With the Food Czar. Here's Heidi.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, which is me, Heidi Blum, and I am so happy to finally be sitting with the legendary Peter Falzo of Vinnie's Pan Pizza.
Bold statement, Heidi. You're flattering me.
Oh, come on. Come on now. If you don't know Peter, and if you don't know Vinnie's Pan Pizza, which is in Millburn, and as of today in Brielle, New Jersey also.
Literally are exactly a week.
It's
today.
Crazy.
Maybe 5 minutes ago.
Maybe. But if you don't know Vinnie's Pan Pizza, I really hope that after this episode, people are going to be running to both locations.
I appreciate you coming down. You've been extremely supportive since we've opened in every aspect of everything we're doing. So, thank you for the unconditional love and support. And it's nice to have gotten to know you and now your family as they come in to pick stuff up. Your son's a gentleman every time he comes in, and he's a humble, sweet kid. So
thank you so much.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. But you know what? It's very easy to support someone like you. I love a small business. I love especially your pizza. I love your pizza, but I love the history of where your pizza comes from, which has a connection to me. And even just following your restaurateur, your journey has been great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I love that you know where this stemmed from and why it's Vinnie's. You know, a lot of people are just getting to know the brand and where it came from and what it means to me and my family and kind of, how it all started. But yeah, I mean, it's based off my uncle's recipe and my uncle's place in Livingston that you're familiar with. I mean, it was a staple through the, 70s, 80s, and 90s in Livingston. And
he's talking about Camaratas for those who don't know.
Yeah, from Livingston and still there. I mean, my uncle was his heart was as big as the world, and he was like the nucleus of a lot of the generations through Livingston High School of kids that worked there and supporting them. And
what was your uncle's name?
Vinnie. That's why it's Vinnie's.
Oh,
it was Vincent,
all right. So let's go back for a second. So you grew up in which town? Not Livingston.
No. I grew up in North Caldwell.
Oh.
I grew up in North Caldwell. I split my high school years between Seton Hall Prep and West Essex, depending on how my performance was at the time. But I spent a lot of time at my uncle's pizzeria. I was very, 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 very close with him.
So, back in the day, 70s, 80s, there were like a few pizza places, not like today where every.
No.
But Cammaratas, for people who don't know, the Cammarata still exists. It has nothing to do with your uncle. Just the name is still there.
It's still there. Unfortunately, it's been removed from our family, sadly.
Was it Vinnie Cammarata?
No, the last name is Falzo. Same last name. It's my father's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cammaratas is actually my uncle's first wife's family.
Oh,
my
that's
uncle
interesting.
bought it when he was 18 or 19 years old.
Yeah.
Like fresh out of high school, and he was, just getting married to my godmother, whose family was a Cammarata.
Okay.
They owned the original reservoir.
Oh, wow.
Which was in Newark. before they went to South
South
Orange.
Orange. Wow.
Yeah, it was the original reservoir. And that's pretty much where the Cammarata name stemmed from.
Is the Reservoir pizza, I know it's a bar pie type of pizza, but it's different than...
Little different.
Yeah.
It's a little, they think they do a little bit more of a crust on theirs. It's not as similar, but it's because of where it stems from. It's still a pan pizza. Their stuff is awesome. It's generational there as well.
Yeah, totally.
They're not going anywhere. I think you're going to have to pry them out of that location.
So Cammarata's was known, which now Vinnie's is known, for your pan pizza and your shredded roni.
Yeah.
And I will say that Cammarata's had the best tuna.
They did. I spent more time making that tuna, which is why I think I don't have it on the menu.
Yes, I'm sure. It's sort of like enough of the tuna.
Was scarred from the amount of tuna that I ate.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And the irony was I worked there, as a kid, you'd go there, that's how my cousin and I got so close, who's my partner in Brielle. That's how I got to know my family really well.
Just by working with them,
all of us being there all the time together. Cousins always worked there. We were there around the holidays. I mean, my uncle's business was tremendous, so he would always, no matter what, bring people into work. So I would be a kid who slept over his house on Thanksgiving night to go in with him the next day and work with him. And it wasn't like I was working a whole day. I was probably
did the deliveries too, because back then there was no DoorDash.
I definitely did do deliveries in the snow for him, which I have got some stories on. I think I actually backed into somebody on the corner of his location once, which was...
By the way, that's a terrible corner, so I can see how that can happen.
There's plenty of stories there. But listen, my uncle formed a lot of great habits for me that I didn't really realize were being set at the time, right?
Like what?
Just a work ethic, not being above any sort of work.
Yeah.
Growing up with my father was successful in business. He was a suit and tie guy.
Yeah.
So you have that model in your head of that, what success could look like.
Sure.
So you emulate that, right? Depending on where you are, especially in a town like Livingston, where you think success comes from a 10,000 square foot house and 18 cars and traveling and homes all over the place. But the reality of it is it doesn't come ideally just from that. It comes from what type of work ethic you have.
Totally. And if you're a good person, too.
And how you act when you get it and what you do with it going forward.
Yeah. So when you were working for your uncle and you were learning how to make pizza and doing all that, was your idea like, I want to do this? I'm sure it was not at the time.
I hated it.
Yeah. So what?
I hated it.
Did you go to college?
I went to a few different schools, but I had my own businesses in regards by the time I was 19 and 20.
So you had an entrepreneurial spirit.
From the day I watched my father make a lot of other people extremely
Those
successful.
would be the pans knocking, by the way. Go ahead.
He worked very hard for a lot of different people. He was in the car business, so he did very well for a lot of different people. But what I didn't like was he carried their stress.
Yeah.
And I didn't like seeing him in that state
for
them. So I vowed that I'd rather work for myself twice as hard, carry my own stress, and be the one that determined my own success. So I love cars. It's a hobby of mine. It's kind of...
Like sports cars?
I love that. Yeah,
Classic
everything.
cars,
Classic cars, new cars, exotic, anything. That's just always been my passion.
Okay.
And I worked in the car business probably when the world was changing with the internet. I kind of was selling cars online and I was buying and selling, but I always worked in and out of my uncle's in between jobs and whatever it was. However, I learned from him a lot of core values that were just taught unconsciously. So I carried them over. And when I started to go through a transitional point after I had Peters and Millburn, I went through a transition and I decided that I needed something like super simple.
Yeah.
And he unfortunately had passed. And I was like, I just want to make pizza. And I don't know what happened, but I just started doing it, like messing around a little bit. And I realized that formula worked so well. And he was just this great guy with this simple philosophy of just work hard, just keep your head down, and good things follow.
Yeah, sure.
And I like to think that's kind of what's going on now. I mean, I have a vision of what Vinnie's started out as and what it's evolving into. And I think it's a little larger than he, again, he would be like, slow down, but I have a vision.
Definitely not your personality.
No, it's not.
So what was your first business? If you were because you do have an entrepreneurial spirit.
I would say my first self-ran business was literally taking, my father's in the car business.
Yeah.
I had relationships in and around the car business. When the internet first opened up with like Auto Trader and eBay and Cars.com and all these places, a lot of the old school car guys didn't know how to operate within
the internet.
Sector.
Yeah, sure.
So I went out to them and I solicited business where I took their stuff and I sold it from online. So I kind of had a friend.
So you were sort of like their eBay.
Yeah, exactly. And then that lasted for about 2 or 3 years, which I did very well with. I had
I'm
a friend
sure
that was involved with me in the business. He sadly passed away at a young age, and I kind of just was like, this isn't what I want to do anymore.
Yeah.
And I started doing different sales things, but always kind of never really locked into anything, right?
Yeah.
Just nothing really drew me in. It was always just to get by. And eventually, when we opened up the restaurant,
So let's talk.
Okay.
So let's talk because Peters.
Yeah.
So Peters, it was called Peters,
called Peters.
in Millburn.
correct.
Is it in? It's where Vinnie's is.
It's
no,
where Vinnie's
it's
was.
where Vinnie's
Yeah,
was.
it's the exact
So it's
space.
because it's hard to even picture that was the restaurant. But when Peters opened up, it was hot.
Yeah,
it
we
was
came out
hot.
really good.
I mean, it was.
It was a lot of fun.
It was, and you were like the perfect hospitality person to have your name on it and for you to be running it. I remember the table I was sitting at and meeting you, and you were sending the runners to the liquor store because it was
Sounds
BYO.
about right.
Yeah. That's my vision. So let's talk about that. So Peters opened up what year around?
It opens up in around 2010.
Okay.
So ironically, my cousin, the Maras, my cousin
Yeah.
Maras, we took that space initially to try to open up another Maras.
Oh, okay.
Our, Anthony Sr., who owns Maras in Roseland,
Yep.
is a staple in New Jersey, and
Yep.
he's got one of the best, delis and Italian places in the area. They do everything phenomenal. I mean, clearly you can see from both of his kids how they spun off and did their own thing. They're
Yep.
both extremely successful in and around food. He always helped, and even with Vinnie, when I was redoing Vinnie's, he always helped guide us through that.
Yeah.
So we opened that location.
Which is amazing to have someone like that.
I mean,
yeah.
he's very knowledgeable. He's a great guy. I mean, if he could help, he always helps.
Yeah.
But we took that space hoping to put up another Maris Deli. And like a couple months into it, not really knowing Millburn and having grown up in that area, I didn't realize that I was competing with the green giant of delis, the Millburn Deli, which is like, David versus Goliath, so to
Totally,
speak.
yeah.
So we were like, this is not really going to
Yeah.
work. So at night, we started inviting in relationships and guys from country clubs and new and business associates and kind of just filled the room up. And it just evolved into this,
Oh, so that's how it became
that's how
Peters?
it started, yeah. What happened
Yeah.
was it was the Maras, and that night we put up folding tables and my grandmother's linens.
Was it
over the
literally
cases.
named Maras
Yeah, it
at
was
first?
literally
I
Maras.
did
I have
not
a
know
business card
that.
still somewhere. Like I keep them all.
That's crazy. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
No.
And then you would turn it around at night to have like a
Then
sit-down
at night,
dinner.
to cover costs, we put tables in to cover costs. We did food. We did
Wow.
restaurant stuff. And we realized, and like I realized after like a couple weekends of it like selling out, I was like, this is not a deli spot. This is
Yep.
a restaurant.
This is
here.
what the people want.
So we closed it and decided that we were just going to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
And that's when we started Peters, and it lasted for 10 years.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal place. And then
Did it close before COVID, around COVID?
so right around year 9 or 10, right before COVID approached, my chef, who's like family to us, worked with us for 10 years since it opened, he fried. He was just done.
Yeah.
He gave us enough notice to dissolve the business relationship properly.
Yeah.
But he gave us a deadline, and within that deadline, I rehired somebody and tried to not reinvent it, but tried to have this person pick up pieces and fill
Yeah.
very big shoes.
Yeah.
It just wasn't possible.
Yeah.
So then COVID hit.
Yeah. Did you, when you had Peters, like when it was like in full swing, did you love having the restaurant? Were you like, this is what I was meant to do?
I always did business development outside of there.
Yeah.
And that's what I love to do, right? Like I love to play the B-roll and develop things in ground zero to growth. And that's
Yeah.
just what I found now, even doing Vinnie's, it's really what I love.
Yeah.
I love finding the location. I love the build out. I love the energy when it opens.
Yeah.
That's really what I
Not
love.
the day-to-day of it.
I like the day-to-day of it until it becomes stagnant.
Yep.
Not stagnant, but it becomes repetitive.
Yeah.
And then I lose interest. So
Yeah.
that's why I do some business development outside of there to keep that gene going.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel makes me thrive, right?
And that, to me, knowing you from back when Peters was around, just knowing, I think seeing, tell me if you like this part of it, but people coming in and everybody knowing you and that
It's a
sort of
double-edged
sword.
sword.
Yes, of course.
It's a
Of
double-edged
course
sword,
it
right?
is. Yeah.
So when I opened Vinnie's post-COVID, as much as I hated wearing a mask because I have a problem with my voice, and I didn't like wearing it.
Yeah.
I kept it on.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to not be the front like I was of Peters.
Yeah.
It's a kerosene. Because even if I wasn't there, And I vowed when I opened Vinnie's, a lot of the reason why I did that and I created the formula of to go was because I wanted to be around my kids.
Yeah.
I wanted to not be there and create a business that allowed it to be delivery based with a brand name, like as if you're ordering from a larger franchise.
Yep.
That you don't really care who's bringing you the food, but you know the quality exists.
Yeah.
You know that the experience is still there within the food, but you know good people are behind it.
Sure.
So I made a point of not really trying to get on camera and not being in the middle of it, not
Yeah.
really doing it. And so I really wanted to take the brand and develop it.
Yeah.
So now I'm at the point now where it's like I'm not afraid to be the face of Vinnie's
Yep.
brand, but I didn't want to be Vinnie's quote unquote because
Yeah.
you're expected to be there all the time. I mean,
Totally.
any
and
restaurant,
people come in, they want to see you.
they want to see you. They
Yeah.
want to know that you're there. They want to know that you're holding their hand. They want to feel special. And I love doing that.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to grow something if you're that person doing it.
100%.
So it's very, very difficult to do that.
So let's go back for a second. So Peter's closes, COVID happens, and then you still have the space.
I had the space.
So
What
you're
happened
like,
was
yeah, go ahead.
My cousin Anthony, again, had dissolved the restaurant.
Yeah.
He decided he was going another direction, aka expanding Tony Boys, which is doing ridiculously well.
Yeah.
So happy for them and their group. So I had another chef that started working for us that knew a lot of stuff we were doing. So COVID hits, they cut my seating down to like 6 tables.
Right.
Which is a joke.
Oh, yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
it's like, where are you really going to make any money on 6 tables? So I, at the time, brought a deal to a guy, and he introduced me to the delivery world. And I said, instead of you paying me out on this deal, I want you to educate me on delivery. I want to learn about this new technology in delivery.
Yeah.
I still want to know the ins and outs of it. So I want to know
Like
how to create a
DoorDash
format
and all
I didn't
that,
know
yeah.
about. So he started to tell me. So I started with 1 tablet at Peter's. And delivery was going on. I was going through a really shitty divorce. So I consumed myself at the restaurant most of the time.
Yep.
And I found myself being able to sit there and just hand food off to a driver. And I realized that as long as you're a respected name and a brand, people are going to order it.
Totally.
Right.
So what you realized is delivery was really the way to
future,
go.
Yeah, especially for like my kids' generations and the next generations. It's delivery based.
Especially during COVID.
Yeah, so what happened was
Yeah.
I think we were talking about was I had the restaurant. I realized that I was starting to learn about delivery.
Yeah.
So what I did was I added 1 tablet DoorDash
Yep.
to Peter's.
Yep.
Just to kind of start greasing the wheels and learn about
Yeah.
it. And with that, I realized that you really can create a delivery-based business, which doesn't
Sure.
allow you to have to be there all the time.
Yeah.
So with little money I had left from my divorce and the restaurant and kind of being on fumes, I said,
Yeah.
pulling the ripcord on Peter's.
Yep.
I said, I need to do something else. So I started thinking about what is my transition.
And you
look
had the
gonna
space.
be? Had the space. I
Yep.
had just re-signed the lease.
Yep.
Like right before COVID hit.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I need something that's just simple, that isn't timeless, it's going to work.
Yep.
And during that time, I was going through a really tough transition in life.
Yep.
And I was spending a lot of time by myself. I was doing a lot of like searching, we'll call it. And I was like
Reflecting.
reflecting. I
Yep.
was reflecting on if I could talk to anybody, who would be. And it was like my uncle. So it's like, what would he tell me to do?
Yep.
Right? Because he was always a person that I would go to talk to.
Sure.
I would make sense of things. I have a great relationship with my father, but there's something different about being
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
speak to somebody that's a little
Not
more forward.
biased.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I just want to make fucking pizza. I
Yeah.
was like, I want to make pizza. I want to make it all delivery based.
Yep.
That's the way my uncle did it, because he always said, I don't want any tables here. Let people take their food, let them enjoy it, but let them go home.
It's so true. Camaratas did not have tables.
I
Not
always said, "Why don't you
one.
put tables outside?" He goes, I don't want tables here.
Yep.
I don't want tables here. I don't want, and not that he didn't love people. He loved people.
It wasn't that.
And so do
yeah.
I. I just
Yeah.
know that the 2 hours that people are in a restaurant are the times that things come up and are difficult.
Yep.
The food is not the problem. Respectfully, people are the problem. So
It's so true, yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think many people could argue. Listen, we're not exactly, my other location in Millburn and in Short Hills is Livingston people, Short Hills people. They're very high demand. They're New York people.
Yes.
They have a very high level of expectation.
Yes, they do.
service, Of demand. And there's like an inside joke about people that own things in and around that area. It's like, they call it Broadway, because if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Because you literally
It's
know
very
how to
true,
deal with
yeah.
very, very intense people, very high demand. But like, I made phenomenal relationships there.
Yep.
I still have phenomenal relationships from it.
Yep.
I don't want it to ever be misconstrued, but it's like, if you could eliminate that side of the business, it's not as difficult.
Sure. And especially with what you were going through at the time, and you had
Correct.
young kids.
Yeah. I mean, my
Yeah.
kids are my world. I was not the dad that was never there.
Yeah.
I was a dad that was in the pool at swim lessons
Yeah.
and doing diapers and staying up through the night. Like, I was
Yeah.
very hands-on
And
with
you
my kids.
wanted-
I
and
have
that's
zero
the
regrets
balance.
for it. But I also knew that in order to continue that relationship, like I had to have a business that didn't require me to live in it
Sure.
all the time.
And you knew how to make pizza.
Correct. I knew how to do it from being at my uncle's.
Yep.
I knew his formula. The only thing I did different than my uncle did, I just made it a little thinner.
Yeah.
His style of pizza was a little heavier. People changed. I'm a gym guy. I'm a health guy. It's
Yep.
like our dough has a 3-day fermentation. You eat our pizza and it doesn't feel like you have a
does not.
log in your stomach.
It's
like,
so
there's
true.
a reason why it's
Yeah.
the way that it is. It's
Yeah.
like I didn't really get into that side of things because we grew so quickly. I couldn't really talk about those things.
Yep.
So now it's a matter of like, yeah, we use organic greens.
Yep.
Anything I could buy organic, I use. Anything I could buy local, I try my best to do. We're down in Brielle now. I'm just, I made a relationship with Joe Leone. I'm going to start trying to get some products from him. He's a guy
Yep.
that has a great market down here.
Yeah.
The guys from Palmer's Meats, which is like
The
the
best.
best meat
Yep.
in New Jersey. Like they get everything from local farms.
Yep.
They source everything there. They butcher everything there. Like I just spoke to him, Doug. I got close to him the last couple of years. They're great people. And I want to start getting some of my product from there.
Sure.
And it's like I'm anti big box, big business.
Yeah.
I think that's where this country went sideways, to be honest with you. Like
Yeah.
all these big conglomerates that pushed out, like the U.S. Foods of the world, like probably could get better pricing for them. I'm not using them.
Yep.
I use a smaller distributor because I know
Well,
it's
it's
still
important to you
family-owned.
also.
It is to me because
Yeah.
that's what it's about, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
want to put what you're putting in your body, you want other
Yeah.
people to feel the same way.
I wouldn't
and,
feed anybody else. I wouldn't feed myself or my kids.
And okay, so now you decide I'm going to open Vinnie's Pan Pizza,
Correct.
name it after your uncle, the Pan Pizza, which we're going to get to because I want to discuss your method and why it makes
Sure.
why yours is so special. So how was it when you first opened?
I mean, initially I had closed Peter's down. I put paper on the windows, and literally the next day, I took all of my insides of the restaurant, the booths,
Yeah.
the tables, the chairs, literally everything out.
Yep.
I put it in a storage unit, and I literally went and got a sledgehammer. I started busting the floor
First of all,
up.
how good did that feel?
Phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
My kids had a blast.
Yep.
I had a blast. I have pictures of them out with me there from like its inception, like the night I closed, to the
Yep.
evolution of it becoming there. I have pictures of the whole thing. And like it was a great time to do that with them because it gave us something to do one-on-one, but I immediately started redoing it.
Yeah.
So fast forward, after I got everything done and everything was in there, I still had paper on the windows because I didn't have everything perfect.
Yep.
Right? Because my uncle passed away. My cousin who had the place really didn't want anything to do with the business anymore.
Yep.
She went through her own transitions and she sold it.
Yep.
But I didn't really have many people to go to that knew it. So I was figuring a lot of it out.
Yep.
I have 2 guys that I know that I called that are in the industry that knew my uncle, knew what a great guy he was. They will be left nameless, but I'm forever indebted to them because they really helped me. You know
Amazing.
them.
Yep.
You've spoken to them. They're great guys.
Yep.
They would do anything for anybody if they could do it as long as you do the right thing by them. And they helped me out. They came
Yeah.
and they heard I was having a problem. And they came and helped me. Well, my cousin Anthony and them, they came and they're like, in 5 minutes, like, this is what you're doing wrong. So they
It's amazing.
recalibrated me.
Do you
and
remember
they-
what it was?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
What was it?
The way that I was using the pans was the way that my aunt told my uncle to do it. But the pans were cast iron. They were like 30 pounds each.
Totally.
Like it was from, this pans
Yeah.
were 100 years old. Like,
Yeah.
They don't make pans like that anymore.
Yeah.
Now they do because it became really popular and
Yep.
like, they're easier to get. And like everybody and their mother is going out and buying a Lloyd pan and like trying to make pan pizza, but like their own spin on it. I mean, literally everybody now since we opened. I'm not saying that I started that. I like to know that I was ahead of the trend.
Yes, totally.
And a couple other guys have been doing it the same way, and they were ahead of the trend.
Yeah.
But they're the reason why it kind of helped me get on track. And once I got that right, and I got it proper, I did test runs and taste pies, and I formulated my menu, and got to the point where it was like, my dad's my bookkeeper, and he's like, and my family's involved in my restaurant. So when I opened the
That's
pizzeria,
amazing.
I cut ties. I separated everything after that, which is really, really hard for me to do because my father was, my biggest hero in life. He was, an advocate for me for everything.
Yeah.
But the same breath,
Oh.
I needed all the pressure.
So you removed them from the
Yeah.
pizza part.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
part of
yeah.
Peter's.
They
You
were
removed
part
them
of
from
Peter's.
Venus.
They helped
I
me
get it though.
tremendously.
It's you
I
want to
needed
sort of
I needed to do my own thing. I needed the
you
pressure.
needed simple what you were doing, and you needed simple without the ties. I get
Father
it.
turned 80 this year. At the
Yeah.
time, I guess I opened Vinnie's was about 75, and I was like, our relationship for years prior to that wasn't what it was when I was growing up.
Yep.
And a lot of that was because we were in the restaurant together, and he was in survival mode, and I was in survival mode, and I had a terrible marriage, and I had bringing that. Then I go to work, and I fight at work. I'd go home, and I fight at home. I was, I was just in a really shitty.
It's an
place.
opportunity for you to sort of free yourself of
I
all
did.
the
I
pressure.
needed
Yeah,
to know
which
that
is
I did
very
it,
nice.
And I did it on my own,
Yep.
and I did it on my terms.
I get
and
that.
I made the choices, And at the time, financially, if I made bad choices, it was on me.
Yeah.
Not on anybody else. And sometimes that pressure makes you become the diamond you need to be, right?
Totally. Yes.
Which is what happened. So he's like, you really should, you need to open. He's like, I was like,
yeah.
So I made a date, and I had, 10 years worth of relationships on my cell phone from Short Hills and Livingston and family friends. And I went through, and I just spoke about this on some else podcast. I wrote down like 250 names. Like, just random. I just went through it. I was like, he's a great guy. He'll tell me the truth. She's great. They're great.
So you had them come in to try the pizza?
I sent a mass text message out to all these people.
Yep.
And I was like, I need to explain what was going on. And then I was like, I'd like to just do a dry run. Can you do pre-orders and help me, because I just need to grease my wheels. Like, I never ran it on before.
I will tell you, and if my memory serves me correctly, I was not one of those people, by the way. I know I would be now. I know. But there was a lot of buzz, especially for old school Livingston people, that it was like Cammarata's 2.0 was opening up, and it was going to be the same type of pizza. And I want to say your boxes were maybe, the way you were serving it was different.
Yeah. I had them inside out.
Yes.
At the time.
Yes, it was a cardboard box.
Hand stamping them, and then when we got really busy, I realized hand stamping like 200 boxes a day was counterproductive.
Not going to work. But it was that the pepperoni was the same. There was so much hype.
The truth of the matter is, like, that's the only way that I know how to make pizza then.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it the other ways.
Yeah.
Now I do, because I really got involved in the culture.
Sure.
I had to learn more and learn the trade. And when I go to Italy,
the pizza people are now your people.
It's a great community of guys. Listen, we have a group of guys that meet. Some have been on your show, like Jared, Bagels by Jared.
Yeah.
Phenomenal guy.
Yep.
Gave me recipes for some of the stuff that I sell, because I didn't know how to do it.
Sure.
Selfishly gave it to me.
Yeah.
Do you need this? How can I help you? Like, people like that are who you want around you. Like, you want people that can help push that rock.
I will say it is amazing to watch the group of pizza guys. It's an amazing, it is, I was just saying this on my interview with Dom from Buc-ee's. The group of guys, you have the best pizza places in New Jersey getting together. I don't know how often you guys do it.
We do it like every couple months. A guy from actually down here in the shore had a food blog and a food page. Tom, he did it, and he's like, dude, we're going to do a get-together. I'm like, there's some of the best, like Al Santillo is like...
I know.
He's a historic guy. And his son came to my opening here. He lives in Brielle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was great. Super great guy. So, like, Al is one of those guys you learn stuff from just listening.
Yep,
right?
totally.
And it's like, we get together, we'll cook on a Monday, we talk about stuff, we bullshit, but it's like, you have a problem, you call them. You need this, you call them.
That's the way it should be. It's amazing.
It should be, because
yes,
they're old school
not
guys.
Everybody's,
but a lot of new people, they're not like that.
Yeah.
And like, listen, a few guys were let into that circle, and they hurt us, right? They took things that we're doing, and they brought them other places.
Yeah.
Like, they have no loyalty, and like, those are not your people.
Yep.
They're money hungry. They don't realize that things come over time, and it's like, now you're like, not they're on the outs, but like,
no,
you don't want that reputation.
No.
Like, we have a pact, right? It's like, I came down to Brielle for two reasons. One, I love the community because I spent time down here by Spring Lake, and I realized that this is a great area.
Yep.
My cousin, who's my partner down here, lives down here. His daughter's being raised here. We're super close, so we're doing this together, and I have a trusted person here. But, like, I don't have any relationships with anybody down here.
No. But
I had opportunities open in other areas but I'm like, no, that's too close to him. That's too close to him. I would never do that by him, because it's like...
But you already mentioned that you have a relationship now with Palmer's and Joe Leone's, so you're going to start building that here.
100%.
Yeah,
and
you
honestly,
could tell you will.
People here are really warm. They're excited to have something different in town. We've only been open a week, and we were blessed by a phenomenal review.
You
could
sent
us sideways. If you're listening right now,
I was gonna say you can hear the buzz.
The phones are off the hook.
Phones are off the hook.
And,
people have been coming in here, but let's hold on. We're going to talk about Brielle in a second. So Vinnie's opens up. You do the soft opening. You work out all the kinks.
I sent out a text message. Everybody responded.
Yeah.
Like, everybody responded, and I had it set in times, and it was like, I'm going to do this. And I had a staff. I brought them in, and we crushed it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it was a great response. I learned some stuff. I got it going. But then after that, it was like, the phone just didn't stop ringing.
Ever.
So the next, I didn't get a chance to put a POS system in. I didn't get a chance to create the system. I still need more employees. And it was just, I got thrown into it.
Yep.
Which is like kind of sometimes the best thing possible.
Totally.
You can't overthink things.
Yeah.
You just have to react.
Yep.
And I like that pressure.
Yeah.
So it makes me focus.
Yep.
And we took off. And since then, it was kind of no turning back.
Yeah.
As far as, bringing on great staff. I still have a couple people on my
They're great
original
in there.
staff.
They're great there.
Listen, I have no waves rule. If you make waves in the pool, you're out.
Yeah, totally.
I don't need, I learned and I vowed after having a restaurant that nobody's ever dictating my future. The chef is not holding me hostage. I can make pizza.
Yes.
I can make everything on my menu.
Yeah.
And people have a different level of respect when you get in the trenches with them.
Yeah.
Rather than firing off orders into the back, like they have a different level of respect.
Yeah. And I was gonna say the place in Millburn is small, so the crew has to get along.
They have to.
It's very
Honestly,
small quarters.
I have a lot of girls working there now.
Yeah.
Women with children and women with family, and they're great. They're not catty. They don't drink. They just want to work. They're happy.
Yeah.
They're pleasant. They bring a great energy to the room.
It's amazing. So Vinnie's now. I mean, we're in 2026. So it sort of opens with a lot of hype. It really has not slow. If anything, it's picked up. I would say.
I'd say that we've maintained everything that we've established. I mean, there's only so much you could do out of a certain amount of square footage with 2 ovens.
Yeah.
So, which I like because it makes everything stay fresh. It makes everything stay vibrant in there. It's always good energy. Always good energy. And now it's like, all right, the last couple of years, I got myself reestablished.
Yep.
I got comfortable and got settled and was able to step back and think. And now I was like, all right, now it's time to move forward, right? I got a little complacent.
Yeah.
I have a great girlfriend. She's extremely supportive of everything I'm doing.
You rebuilt
I'm
Peter.
very happy.
Yeah.
And when you become happy, you ready to take on more stuff.
Totally.
Right? I have another company that I'm involved in that I do well with, and that was stable. And it doesn't require me to do everything every day, but it's like, all right, now what do we do with the brand?
Yeah.
I'm a brand and marketing and a sales guy, so it's like just being one, nice, 2 is great, but it's like, my father's like, just slow down, but he's like, I have a vision, right?
Yep.
Everybody has a vision. And
Totally.
I feel like if you set the bar here and you get to it, you have to move the bar a little forward.
Yeah.
You're a trainer.
Which
It's
is
like
good, yeah.
You set the weight, you hit the weight.
Yeah,
you
you're
push
like,
past the weight.
you go to 10s
You know what I
to
mean?
20s very easily,
You
yeah.
gotta just move that bar down the field a little bit. And that's where I'm at now. And I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I have great people around me. My cousin is doing great so far, but he's been around the business his whole life. I have somebody else that's been that worked for me. He's a young guy. He's hungry too. It's like, and he's like, where's next? And I'm like,
Yep.
I didn't even, the ovens don't even have burn marks on them yet. I'm like, can you give me a minute?
We're going to say it's November 11th today.
Yeah.
This is going to drop in 2026. So you're going to be well into what's happening here in Vinnie's. And you were planning, a soft opening for Vinnie's. And then what happens?
We had a lovely influencer who I'm
a little influencer named Meg's Things.
Meg stopped in. She's a shore girl. I'm sorry, Central Jersey, because I've already been corrected.
It's
plethora of
Monmouth
times.
County.
Monmouth County. She came in and gave us a very honest, genuine, great review. And let's
And
just
the wheels
say
came off very
it went
quickly.
from soft to sideways very quickly, and we're holding it together right now.
But in a way, the way you were thrown in Millburn is the way you were thrown in
So
here.
it's funny because my mother and father drove down. My father wouldn't drive down the shore for the last 15 years. Since I've opened again, they're like, they'll do anything now with me. They're old school Italian. It's like, what do you want me to do? And he'll bring extra boxes down. He wants to see what's going on. Great. They came down Sunday and we were slammed.
Yeah.
My mother's like, oh, this is great. She goes, this reminds me of what happened when you opened the other one. And my mother's like, she probably should have been a nun because she's like this.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
And she's the one you walk in with saying the rosary 3 times a day. And she made me realize, she's like, that's exactly what happened to you.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
She goes,
yeah.
you need that. You need it. She goes, it's better for you to do it this way.
It is, because now you're breaking the place in, literally, and
we're
you had
learning
no choice. So
and
you don't need soft openings.
No. That's soft is for soft people.
It's funny because Meg posted, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go. And then all of a sudden you see, I told you, all over my Instagram and TikTok, or people with their boxes. It was amazing.
People that I know that were anticipating the opening and like, listen, do I know? I appreciate influencers. I appreciate people like you that are genuine.
Yeah.
But like, the industry has taken this major shift with influencers influencing your outcome.
Yes.
And it's a pay for pay.
Yeah.
Pay for play type situation.
Totally.
I don't get down with it.
Meg,
I don't play that game.
No.
Meg came in.
Yeah.
And she left. And
genuinely,
I was like,
by the way,
son of a bitch.
genuinely.
I would have given her the pizza, and they're not the type of people. You're not the type of people.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of influence out there. Like, you know how many DMs I got the next day? They're like, "Oh, we'll come through," and I'm like,
"Don't come
here,
through.
Charge me," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm good."
Yeah,
like I don't do that.
Well,
like, why
the
would I pay
difference
you?
is someone like a Meg, and I'm certainly not on her level whatsoever, but it's someone like me. I'm genuinely trying to promote. I just want to help, and all I that's why I never review. But it's also, you want the customers, you want these people that are standing here to come time and time again. You don't want them to come because an influencer, then in 3 weeks you have no business.
I speak about this all the time, where I feel in the next few years, and it's happening already, because I get notices for like PR companies that used to send product, and like I saw one today. Like, my girlfriend has a YouTube show, and she does QVC sales, and she has her own branding company. So they sent her stuff constantly. And now a lot of the smarter brands are sending notices out for the holidays. If people ask for free stuff, they're like, "We're not sending free stuff out anymore." The days of that are becoming limited, where it's like, there used to be a time where like a review was a very big deal. Right? Like, it was something you worked to achieve, to get from somebody that was a journalist and organically transpired and things came from it. And you had the pressure of achieving that, not fabricating it.
No.
Now it's a fabricated review. It's bullshit. It doesn't. It's not right, because what happens is now somebody gives a BS review. It happened to me a couple times. And now I'm like, we said we went away. We were in Miami a couple months, like last year. We went to someplace that some influencer posted, and it was awful. And I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way it was awful.
No
there's no way.
I was like, there's no way. I'm like, this girl got paid, and they pay you to say this. It's not true, but it's like 20 years ago, if somebody did a write-up in the Wall Street Journal about a New York restaurant, or a journalist in the Star Ledger, they were writing it because it was genuinely true. Not because some guy bought him and 5 friends dinner.
First of all, that's why, I mean, who am I to tell people what to eat? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, this is like, to me, this is my favorite pizza, and I hope people like it the way I like it.
So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm really appreciative of everybody 100%. That comes through do it, but I don't. I'll give you food. I'll have a conversation with you. I'll go glass of wine with you. But I'm not being like, here's $500. Please give me
let your food and your place speak for itself. No. So now that Brielle's open, with a hard open, thank you, Meg's Things. What's the goal for here? What's the goal in general?
I think the goal of anywhere is like, listen, Millburn, I think I had a head start on this, but you become part of a community, right? And you want to be a neighborhood place, you want to be a community. You want to bring something to the community, whether you're supporting the community with donations, or you're supporting the community with a place to, in charity, or whatever it is. But you want to be like a neighborhood place, right?
So you want your name up at the Little League field.
You just want to know that you're doing the right thing for good people. And the community so far has been very supportive. They're coming through like crazy, but they're giving good feedback. They're coming in. I've already given gift cards out for raffles for holiday stuff that people have, and like, that's where you want to do. So it's like, but for me, it's about expanding the brand to a certain demographic that appreciates what it is. Right? We're definitely not Domino's. But it's the idea is like, be that one up from all the fast casual restaurants with the quality, and be able to scale it, right? Like, not be a pig and put it everywhere, but pick and choose certain locations. Like some of the other guys did. Like, listen, I know you know Luck, and the guys from Ani Ramen, and the Montclair Hospitality Group. Like, I learned a lot from them. I've done some stuff with Luck. I've learned a lot from them. I learned a lot about their formula. I've sat in a lot of stuff with them, and I've learned how they did things. And the way that they scaled is a very admirable way, and the way that they've kept control of their product is a very admirable way, and that's how it needs to be.
100%.
So, listen, that's my goal, is to figure out how do I scale this into other communities, become a part of it, where it's a household brand. And, we've got a product line that it's coming out of some really cool stuff.
Like
I'll
anything.
get you some samples of when it's done, and it's like, I like doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, not
like
your
what,
stereotypical.
for example? Or you don't want to say yet?
Give it out yet.
Oh,
because
damn it. Okay, fine. I like an exclusive, Peter.
Like the people around the world that like to take ideas.
I
and
understand.
Run with them.
We'll reveal it when it's time.
When they start marketing for their clients, they'll start bringing that to everybody and say they came up with it.
So we keep talking about the brand, and we keep talking about how good the pizza is. Let's talk about why your pizza, like what sets it apart, because it is made not in a pizza pan that people think.
Correct.
Like
so it's not a deep dish pan. It's half-inch pan. And, we season the pans a certain way, and they get better as they get older. So what I did was I took half the ones from Millburn. And I brought half here. But months ago, before I started, I bought a ton of pans, and we just gradually would use them and
Yeah.
season them and get them acclimated into being proper to be done.
Yeah.
And the more you use them, the better they get.
Yeah.
You know, they just get better with flavor. And we've been doing this now. I mean, I go back to my uncle. Like, he would go ballistic if people tried to, like, wipe or clean the pans out. Like, clearly take certain things out of it, but it's not like you don't want to ruin the flavor of it. But we season our pans a certain way. We do everything to the edge.
Yeah.
Right? We get a nice
When you
cheese
say
crust and a
everything to
crown.
the edge, it's the
Everything.
edge. It's the edge that makes it so special.
There's crust for the people that say there's not. It's just it's not burnt cheese. It's caramelized cheese, as we call it. It's literally like
it's amazing.
a joke that my uncle used to say to us as kids. It's the crust of the gods. It was like, you know, it was like a joke. It's on some of our merchandise. Like, we say that as a joke, but like, it's, you know, you either love it or you hate it. I don't expect everybody to love it. Everybody has their own palate.
Everyone has their own opinions on pizza.
It is what it is. You don't have to say about opinions, but like, we've kind of gotten the formula down pat now.
Yep.
It's always consistent here, which is why I was going for a slow opening, but we got everything down here because the water's a little different here, the air's a little different.
Oh, did you notice that when you were making?
I did a little bit. So we
did
just
you make
fine-tuned
adjustments?
a few things a little bit.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, like
really is the
that's
water.
That's why, like, when you go, the water definitely has some stuff to do with it.
Yeah.
But, like, not everything. You have to just redo it. But like, that's why if you go to the mountains, the pizza's different because the elevation.
Sure.
Right. You go down to Florida, the pizza's
different.
not the same.
Yep.
So, you know, which I would kill to eventually be
in Florida.
Oh my God, I joke with my kids all the time. I'm like, let's go to school in Miami.
Yeah.
They're like, why? I'm like, just go to school in Florida.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Carol, I'm like,
Let's do it, kids.
But I love the snow. Like,
so, but
I'm
also,
like,
I think also, like, I don't eat pepperoni, but it is I mean, I used to, but it's the shredded.
It's shredded.
I mean,
We
it's
hand
not
cut
those.
it
It's
in-house.
not the Roni cups.
No.
It's
Which,
shredded.
again, some people love, some people hate.
Totally.
That's our style.
But that's your style.
That's our style. That's what people know.
Yeah.
It's ironic because a year or so ago, an article about a place in Canada went viral about, like, shredded pepperoni.
That's
and somebody
crazy.
said to me, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, where you been? I was like, but that's the only way we did it.
Yeah.
Right? And that was for me, had to carry on. You know, my uncle's legacy was to keep the consistency of the pepperoni.
Yep.
And I think I gave shit to the guys that own Cammaratas now a couple of times where I'm like, why are you guys doing this? I'm like, it's almost embarrassing. Like, I don't even care. Their pizza's not what it was. So it's hard to see
It's different,
what my uncle
yeah.
did for all those years.
And with the name still
be
on it.
translated into what it is now.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but I
Yeah.
definitely gave them shit at one point. So sorry if I offended you. I still don't love that you're doing it, but it is what it is.
Yep. Totally.
You know, and that's just our little signature thing
Yep.
that we do.
Yeah.
You know, some of the other pies that we do are just things that happened that I realized were just good, so we kept them on. But like, I try to like position us as like we're the old school meets the new school.
Yeah.
I don't believe in like all those.
Buffalo chicken.
Yeah, like anything that's like over the top, aggressive, like just to sell a slice pie. That's not what we do.
Yep.
Don't sell slices.
I was gonna say you don't sell slices.
No, we do bar
Yeah.
pies. There's 10-inch personal pie. It's
Yep.
probably equivalent to 2 slices.
Yep.
You know, again, slices sitting around all day. No disrespect to people that sell slices.
Yep.
Not
No,
how I
every
perceive.
pie. There's nothing. Just sitting
Nothing
here,
makes
just
to order.
explain it to. There's nothing. You can't even see what a pie looks like.
I mean, listen, certain things like garlic knots, yeah, you got to make them ahead. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, we don't really typically go down that road unless it's fresh.
Is the most popular pie either the shredded Roni or a plain?
Shredded Roni.
Yep.
Clearly, our regular pie that we call the Vinnie, just out of
Yeah.
respect, is probably the most popular pie. Then the shredded Roni.
Yep.
And then the Gramps.
Yep.
Which is very. And then you had. Did you have Hammer?
Eric Hammer.
Eric was.
Yeah.
So shout out to Eric, who is
The
a
best.
gentleman.
Yes.
He's
He
a
really is.
class act.
Yep.
He, who is PR company, I have been trying to get a hold of somebody to let him come back in because I didn't name this pie after him, but he had this pie when he came in.
Yeah.
And he had sent us into almost as big of a tizzy as when Barstool came.
Really?
Better.
Whoa. What was the pie?
Meatball, which are meatballs are phenomenal.
Yep.
Whipped regatta and fresh basil. Let me finish it with
And that's it.
phenomenal pie. That's it.
Eric
That's
Hammer.
like the Sunday
Let's get Eric
morning
Hammer.
of everybody's
Eric
dreams.
will come back in.
No, I DM with him all the time.
Yeah,
he
he's the
responds.
best.
He's a
I
great
know.
guy.
He's amazing.
If he's not him, but it is, I know it's him because we text.
It's definitely him.
He's a dude, is stand-up guy.
Yeah.
That pie became extremely popular from him.
Yeah.
I never like really named it.
What about Tipsy's pie?
Tipsy made one for him.
Yep.
That pie became pretty popular as well, even though I probably should have named it. I should have gave him a pepperoni and fresh basil pie because that's all he really likes to eat. I named this pie after him because it was kind of creative and it was very good. That we do a crispy supersat on that nobody really does that stuff.
Yep.
And like, I try to figure out ways to keep it elevated, but without complicating it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always been of the mindset that less is sometimes more.
More, totally.
You know, do one thing really well and not a gazillion. That's why our menu is a petite pizzeria menu.
Yes, it is.
You don't need a gazillion things on there. If you make 20 things really well,
Yep.
the other 50 things that people put on a menu are irrelevant.
I will say you're away from pizza. Your chicken wings are amazing.
Thank you.
And I always get the arugula salad.
Thank you, Jared. Because Jared helped me with that.
Oh, say Jarrett.
I was like, dude.
He's the man.
And they're not exactly what he does, but he was like, he's like a mad scientist.
He really is. For someone who did not grow up in the restaurant world, I know it's amazing. I have to tell you,
if there's anybody that genuinely loves what they're doing,
it's him.
It's him.
Yeah.
Like, there's guys like, thank God he has the energy that he does because dude is all over the board. He caters for these massive amounts of people.
Yep.
And I'll talk to him when just randomly, he'll just do like a check-in because he's that kind of guy. And like, I'm like, dude, he's like, I just did a catering for like 10,000 sliders. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
he's an animal. He's unbelievable. Yeah,
he's just a great guy. But our wings are really good.
The wings are amazing, and like I said, I always it's the silliest salad, but it's so good. It's arugula with shaved parm and grilled chicken and a lemon. It's like a
vinaigrette.
It's so good.
So those are things that I carried over from the restaurant.
Yeah,
like a grilled artichoke salad I brought over. We sell tons and tons of grilled artichokes. Simple, but it's really good. Our house salad is something I brought from the restaurant because it was kind of like our staple on a Milanese. It was like mixed greens with pears, cranberries, walnuts, and goat cheese.
Yeah.
I have a couple of our salads I'm probably going to add to the menu. I might just go to Joey's Salad House menu and poach a few of them.
Sorry, Joey. Sorry,
No, he's another guy that I know that you know.
He's awesome. Yeah.
He's sidebarred my therapist. I call him, like, we talk at the most random hours. Like, it'll be like 12:30 at night. And we'll send each other some asinine text that's borderline,
inappropriate.
Not even borderline. It dives over the line of being inappropriate. But again, he's like one of my biggest cheerleaders.
He's awesome.
He was a lot of the reason why I opened the second location. He used to give me so much shit.
I mean, by the way, taking a lesson from your cousin, Anthony Mara Jr., or Joey Chiaffi of the Salad House, I mean, you know that this isn't where you're sitting. You know what I mean?
If you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yep,
so
totally.
You just surround yourself by people that you learn stuff from. And like, he calls me of certain things that he's dealing with. And I call him on things that I don't know anything about. He's been doing it his entire life. I've been around it, but I've never been in the trenches as far as him. And listen, what he's done in the last 5 or 6 years with his brand
amazing.
Is extremely admirable.
Yeah.
He deserves all of it because he would literally take his shirt off his back for
he
somebody
really would.
in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy.
Yep.
But like, we'll talk like late at night, like after we both get busy. And like, even here, I was like, dude, like I called him last week and I was like, I am in the shit. He's like, I wish I'd come out. He's like, I have to go to a conference. He goes, he was like, I'd come down.
He would come down in a hot
100%.
second. He's the best. Okay, so we have Millburn, we have Brielle. Do we have the next location in mind? Do we want to get anybody excited about it yet or not yet?
I mean, I have ideas.
Yeah.
I know where people are reaching out to me from.
Yep.
So, I came south for obvious reasons. I needed to figure a formula out and get another one going.
Yep.
Now that I know the formula is working.
Yep.
Or hopefully stays consistently working. I love, I like the Morris County area a lot. I like Jersey City a lot.
Yep.
I like Hoboken a lot. My mother's from there.
So basically, anyone from New Jersey that's listening.
Vinny's, please hold.
So anyone from New Jersey that is like, I want Vinny's Pan Pizza and I want them in my neighborhood, stay tuned.
Yeah, or send us a DM and let us know where you think it would be great to have one. And if anybody's interested in getting involved, by all means, reach out.
I love that.
Yeah, so we're all community-based. It's got to be, we like the train line.
Yep, I love it. Yeah. I love it. Peter, I love you. I'm so happy for you that this came to fruition, maybe a little bit faster than you wanted.
I'm on it.
But it's amazing. Your food is amazing. And I am telling you, for those that are listening that have not had Vinny's Pan Pizza, it is literally in my top. I have three places that I love, and they're all very different types of pizza. So but yours is, my family's number one.
I appreciate that.
But I know you're going to be a success here. Your success in Millburn, your success in your own being. So I think you should be really proud of all the hard work that you've put in.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you always unconsciously doing things that you don't even realize you're doing to help support. So thank you.
I don't. I know you always tell me I do, but I don't even realize it's my pleasure.
The type of person you are, so that's why I'm
Listen, we're in it together. Takes a village, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter.
All right.
If you are hearing this message, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm truly grateful for you and this opportunity. The purpose of the Behind the Counter podcast is to bring food, people, and community together. I hope you'll return for more episodes and explore with me. I want to personally thank Fran Linnell of Design 68 for my amazing Behind the Counter podcast logo, and Travis Lohenberg for my awesome Behind the Counter music, and all the guests that take their time to sit and talk with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you hear your podcasts. If you'd like to support the Behind the Counter podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, and you can follow me on Instagram at Heidi Blum. If you have any feedback or stories that you want to share, you can email me at foodsarbtc@gmail.com.